Testing, testing. Mic check 1, 2. Mic check 1, 2. Come on back here. Where'd you go? All right, good. We're good. All right, here we go. This is Carlton Lewis, aka Mellow Melanin, coming to you live and direct from Atlanta, Georgia. This is the Success by Any Means. We're going to call it a morning mindset, Monday mindset podcast. This is my first time doing one of these. Actually, this is not a podcast, this is a webinar. So I want to get comfortable because I'm going to be talking for an hour. I wanted to get involved with doing more webinars so I can teach more people. I do podcasts and things of that nature. So I want to deliver a whole lot of value. So whatever you got going on, I want you to go ahead and just cut off your Twitter, cell phone, Skype, anything else that you got going on. Cut those things off, because today we're about delivering value, and I want to give you as much as I can give you right now, and I want you to give me that energy back too. Okay. You'll probably notice that my webcam is not the fastest, but guess what? It doesn't matter. I just really want you to see me and see my face and things of that nature. So I don't have a set topic agenda. This is not going to be a PowerPoint presentation. I don't have anything to show you on my screen. So I'm actually just going to really see. This is a test for me. I'm going to see if I can talk for an hour and just give you some insights of things I've been going through. And if I get some guests on the line, then I will see if anybody wants to come on and actually speak and give some testimonials as well as to what I'm doing right now. All right. And let me give you a little bit of background about me. I started internet marketing a long time ago. I had a dial-up account back in 1995 with AOL, and I started marketing online for a group that I was in the music industry. I started doing that back in 1998, and I kept on doing it, kept on learning more and more about the internet and learning how to market on the internet. And lo and behold, I started blogging. When blogs first came out, I started blogging back in 2000, and that was pretty fun to do the blogs. I've actually authored several blogs, and now my latest blog is www.whoiscarlton.com. So internet marketing, I've been doing it for a long time. I took some training from the Internet Marketing Center back in 2007 so I could learn different things. I learned how to do video marketing, podcasting, even more blogging things. I learned how to do, be more versed in doing those things. And why am I telling you all of this? I'm telling you all of this because I'm not new to this, and I'm someone who you should want to learn from. And I've actually been in business. I've had several businesses. I've started my first businesses actually in 1996. My first business was a record label. I started that with some friends, and we did awesome with that record label, I think. And we took it as far as even going to the Apollo. We opened up for the Roots. A lot of different things happened with that. So I'm very fortunate to be able to even just be able to say that I did this. So I'm happy about that. Was actually on the road with KRS-One, which is kind of ironic because in my podcast today, I referenced his book, The Gospel of Hip Hop, and I read some lessons from the Gospel of Hip Hop today, which was kind of cool. So mindset, let's talk about mindset. So I think you're in the right place at the right time. The mindset you need to be a winner, to be a champion. Like I said, the name of this webinar, and you'll hear me use podcast and webinar interchangeably. I shouldn't, but I probably will, because I just got off a podcast, and my brand is Success by Any Means, or pound, or hashtag, I should say hashtag is what everybody's saying now. Hashtags Success BAM, BAM, hashtag SuccessBAM. And right now I'm in the middle of the Fire Your Boss in 90 Days campaign. I started this shortly after I went to a conference that My Lead System Pro was holding called Live the Dream. And in Live the Dream, I met a lot of people, and I was very determined to get to live the dream. I'd known about it since December, and all the leaders at My Lead System Pro were basically saying, yo, you got to get to live the dreams. You got to get to live the dream. You got to get to it. You got to experience it. So I chose to believe them. So I went to live the dream, and the things that worked out in order for me to get to live the dream were amazing. The first thing was, I didn't have a room. I didn't have a ticket to get to live the dream. I didn't have the transportation, and I really didn't have the money to get out there. So I really wasn't sure how I was going to get out there. I just knew I wanted to come. I knew I wanted to go out there. So what I did was, the first thing I did was I stepped out on faith, and I started writing affirmations. I'm a big proponent of writing affirmations. I use affirmations every day if I can. Some type of positive thinking every day. So what I started doing, I had an affirmation. My affirmation was, I wrote it down on the paper every single day, as much as I could. I may have missed a day or so, but I wrote it down and got it ingrained in my mind, and I visualized this affirmation statement. And it was, I attend Live the Dream 6 as a VIP elite, party with Brian Finale and the other leaders, sit in the front row, and build with top earners. I put all of that into one affirmation, and all of that came to pass. So what I did was, first thing I did, I took an act of faith. I had no idea how I was going to get out there, but I took the days off. That was the first thing I did, was to take the days off. So I got my days off, and a few weeks later, and this was probably in April is when I started writing. April of 2015 is when I started writing the affirmations, and probably I would say in June is when I took the actual days off from work. Probably about June, end of May, June. And then the person who introduced me to My Lead System Pro, his name was Ron Gellock. Ron gave me a text, right? He asked me, would I come in to live the dream? And I was like, yeah. And see, I never told anyone at any moment in time that I was not going to live the dream. I never said I wasn't going to live the dream. So I said yes, and he said, well, if you can get out here to Austin, Texas for the Live the Dream event, I have your room. I got you on the room. Don't even worry about it. And I'm like, wow, somebody that generous to just give me a room like that. I think that's amazing. And he didn't know me from Adam, just us conversing on the internet and talking on the phone a couple of times too. Ron's a great guy. He's a minister. I'm very proud of Ron, because he's a young guy, and he's really just taken his life from from a quote unquote a low point to being to where he is now. So I thank this gentleman, because that was a blessing for me. So that let me know that, the doors were opening up for me to be able to go out there. And so I had my days off, and I actually had my room, but I still didn't have a ticket. and I still didn't have transportation. So, I started researching different ways to get out there. I researched going out by plane. I researched driving in the car, and none of those options seems like they would be a feasible option for me to do. So what I did was I priced the bus getting out there. I priced the mega bus. One of my coworkers, Tommy, big shout out to Tommy, Atlanta Falcons, go Falcons. And, Tommy suggested, he said, why don't you check on the mega bus? I think the mega bus goes to Austin, Texas. And, at that point, I had never thought about taking the bus because I'd never taken a bus trip anywhere. So I priced it and I said, well, this is pretty reasonable. I could probably do that. So, I still hadn't booked the bus ticket yet because I didn't have a ticket to the Live the Dream event. I just knew that I was going. I was diehard, sold out about going to the Live the Dream event. So what I did was, it was crunch time, and there was a lot of things happening. Little obstacles would show up, that would, divert money from me buying my ticket. And what happened was the Monday before the event started on Friday. It was Friday, Saturday, Sunday, July 31st through August the 2nd. And the first thing, which was crazy, the Monday before the event actually started, there was a young lady, and she posted in the My Lead System Pro Facebook group that I was gonna, she said, I'm not gonna be able to go to the My Lead System Pro Live the Dream event, and I'm selling my ticket for $100. Now, mind you, the tickets were $199, and that's an incentive for you getting out there to Austin, Texas, to the event. They would give you $100 bill when you hit the door. When you register, they will give you $100 bill back as a refund. So, this lady was selling her ticket for $100, and I was like, wow, okay, well, if I get her ticket, then it's a great possibility that when I get to Austin, then I'll get $100 back. So I bought her ticket for $100. So the very next day, I booked my bus trip, right? And that was so cool. I had already did all my planning and preliminary work, so I booked the bus ticket. So I bought the ticket from the lady for Live the Dream on that Monday. On that Tuesday, actually, she posted it on Monday. I bought it that Tuesday. That Wednesday, I bought my bus tickets, and that Thursday, I was on the bus and I was headed that way. And the thing is about being having a focus, and when I say this success by any means, I'm serious about it, right? When I said being successful by any means, the bus ride to get to Austin was 24 hours. 24 hours. Now, a lot of people wouldn't make a trip like that. They would, if they had the means, they would take the planes. If I had the means, I would take a plane. I would have taken a plane, or I would have, I don't know. The plane would have been the best way to go. I probably could have got to Austin in maybe an hour or two and been done with that trip. But the bus ride was 24 hours, and I left Atlanta, Georgia with $16 in my pocket. I'm gonna say that again. I left Atlanta, Georgia with $16 in my pocket because I knew that when I got to Austin, Texas, that $100 would be waiting on me for redeeming my ticket. So the bus ride was cool, and this is what happened to me, and I'm just sharing this story with you. The bus ride was amazing, and I got the inspiration to do a video at every single stop that we arrived at on the mega bus. And so the very first stop was Birmingham, Alabama. So I got off the bus, stretched my legs out, and made a quick video and about how thankful I am that I'm on the trip, and then that I followed my gut. And I followed the steps that were indicated for me to take to get out to going out to live the dream. So This one video, I posted it in the Facebook group for My Lead System Pro, and I posted it on my regular profile as well. And this one video sparked a whole lot of I won't say controversy, but it sparked a whole lot of interest, and people started following my story, which was crazy, man. And you know, they were saying, yeah, Carlton, we're rooting for you. Pretty much that's what they were saying. We're rooting for you. Have a safe trip. You know, we'll see you when you get to Austin. Or, man, I wish I could be on that trip, man. I really appreciate you taking the trip. I'm so inspired by what you're doing. And I thought that was pretty cool. But one person in particular, his name was Raul. Raul was a member of My Lead System Pro that I had never met. I had never met Raul before in my life. I had never talked to him in the Facebook group, instant messenger, anything. Raul came to me and he said, hey, Carlton, I like your story. I'm a member of My Lead System Pro. If you need a place to stay or a ride from the bus stop, I got you. And I'm like, wow, that's so cool. You know, I don't know this gentleman, but he's willing to come and pick me up. And I told him I already had the room squared away, so I didn't need a place to live, but I did need the ride. So, because I didn't know anything about Austin, Texas, I can tell you all about Atlanta. I could probably tell you how to get around in New York because I've been there several times. I could probably tell you how to get around in LA because I've been there several times. But Texas, Dallas, Texas, I'm sorry, Austin, Texas, I've never been there before. So, you know, I'm on the bus, and like I said, every single stop I made a video, either documenting my progress or giving some type of mindset, leadership, or marketing tips. You know, whatever came to my mind, I would shoot the video. So, and I finally arrived at Austin, Texas, and it took a little while. You know, like I said, it took 24 hours, and I was sweaty, and I was ready to take a shower and just kind of rest for a second. But you know, I thought about it. I really didn't come here to rest. I came here to network and to learn from some of these superstars that I have been meeting online, and put some real physical faces to the names. So my bus arrived in Austin, Texas. I actually wound up catching 3 buses. I caught a bus. One leg of the bus took me to Memphis. The Memphis leg took me to Dallas, and then the Dallas leg took me to Austin. So I actually wound up being on 3 buses, which didn't bother me. But just to let you know how extensive it was. So my bus, the one from Dallas to Austin, arrived at 1:40, and I had been communicating with Raul back and forth, and Raul was at the bus station waiting for me probably at about 1:30. He was there waiting for me, and it was so cool to meet Raul. And you know, he picked me up. He took me over to the hotel to get registered, and he treated me to lunch. So here it is. You know, I've gotten a free room. I got my transportation. Now I'm getting free food. You know, so I really appreciate Raul. If you ever see this, man, you're the man. I love you for it. And you know, he and I talked, and he just really wanted to know what he needed to do to move his business, to move his internet marketing business to the next level. And so, you know, he and I talked over lunch, and I gave him some good tips on what he should do with his business. And that was really cool because, you know, he was smart, really smart dude. And you know, former police and everything, retired. He was retired, and you know, he just wanted to start learning how to build his business online. He said he had a whole lot of training and things of that nature, but he needed some help, some step-by-step help, and that's why he sought me out. He said, you know, my messages radiated to him when I was on the bus, and that's so amazing. That's so amazing to me. So once he, you know, once we finished eating, you know, he bought me enough for 2 days, which was cool. And man, I just makes me think, you know, there are really good people in the world. So what happened next was he dropped me off at the hotel, and I went ahead and registered, and I got my $100 bill. So I'm happy about that. So I got my $100 bill. So that means now I got free food, free room, and a free ticket, basically, because I paid $100 for the ticket to live the dream, and they gave me $100 back, like I was saying at the beginning. So I thought that was really cool. The So at that point, I just started, I started networking with people, because I started seeing people in the lobby, and started hanging out with people there, and more people started showing up, and I got a chance to meet my mentor that night, Diane Hockman. I met Terrence Williams. I met Lena Bajorno. Oh my God, I met Justice Egan. I met a whole lot of people that night, and it was really cool. I think I met Steve Jaffe that night too. So, I was just really excited, just to be there, just to be in these people's presence, because these are people I just seen on webinars, and learned a lot of stuff from them on webinars. So, hold on just a second here. Let me make sure everything is good with my computer. It's doing some background stuff. So, I started networking with people, and people. There were people there like Keith Lewis, who lives in Stone Mountain, Georgia. He was tracking my progress too, and I met Keith, and that was really cool. It's so funny because we came all the way from a whole different state to meet each other, which was cool. And he'd been keeping up with my progress. A lot of people had been keeping up with my progress on the bus trip, because I made so many videos. I made a video at every single stop. And so I basically, created a following and branded myself. And that's where when you hear me say Carlton Mega Businessman, the Mega Businessman, I got that from Terrence Williams, who's a marketing rock star, aka marketingrockstar.com. And so I took that moniker and I use it as part of my branding now, because that's what happened. He said, man, you were so determined. You have a mega mindset. You didn't let anything deter you from getting out to live the dream. And it's about that perseverance. I have a very strong perseverance. And I get out and I try to, not try, but I make it happen. I don't like try. Try is a weak word. So, networking with all these people, I didn't go to bed till, I don't know, probably about 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. And it was really, really cool. They had a pool party, Brian Finale and the people, all the leaders at My Elite System Pro, they had a pool party. I wish I could have gone to the pool party, but I'll be at that sucker next year, better believe it. So what I did was, like I said, I did a lot of networking, took a lot of pictures, exchanged a lot of information with people, got new Facebook friends, all of that kind of stuff, man. And it was really, 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 really cool. Met some people that I had taken class with, my attraction marketing intensive class with Diane Hockman. I met some of those people, like Nikki Miller RN, she was there. She bought me drinks. Chris Garcia was there. Samantha Rodriguez was there. And, so it was a lot of people from that class there too. So it was really cool, like I said, to put the faces, put the real life faces, not on the screen, but put the real life faces, to the bodies. And it was really cool. It was really, really cool. So that was just the icebreaker night. That doesn't include all the wonderful speakers the next day. So the next day, still making videos and meeting people. And so the next day, there was a list of dynamic speakers, and I'm still amazed that I'm in this space to get all this information, and Doug Firebaugh spoke. He opened the day up. Kate McShay spoke with wonderful things. Rob Ford, Mark Harbert, Bill and Michelle Pesca-Solito. So all of these people were just dropping knowledge that day, and it was so awesome to be there. Brian Finale spoke, and Bert Bledsoe. Bert Bledsoe, he's one of the main reasons I joined My Elite System Pro. After Ron introduced me to it, I saw a webinar and I saw how relaxed and how happy Bert was. And then, as I got more into the community, I learned why this gentleman was so happy. And I said, man, I want a piece of that. I want a piece of whatever this guy has going on. I want a piece of that. So, uh, like I said, he closed the day out, and later that night, I don't know what I did later that night. I think we went to, yeah, I do. They had a VIP party that night. And so I went to, eat my food, because Raul had bought me food for 2 days, right? So I ate my food in the room, and I was just really happy. And I was supposed to meet some people down in the lobby, and I wound up meeting Justin Barclay. And Justin asked me to hop in the Uber cab with him. I did. I got in an Uber cab. Big shouts out to Uber. And the cab basically took us around the corner to what winded up being the VIP club. And I'm, where they were having a party. And I didn't have a VIP pass. I was just there, man. I just, just following Justin around. And, when I got there, we got out the car, and I see Rob Force in there chilling on the outside of the building. I see Steve Jaffe. He's just chilling with Rob Ford. And I'm like, man, these guys are just hanging out here, man. This is cool. But it still hadn't dawned on me that I was at the VIP party. So I was getting ready to walk into the club, to the bar where they were having the event. And the doorman was like, wait a minute, hold on. And so I did, I waited for a second. He said, wait, where's your badge? Where's your, because I left my lanyard, my, my conference lanyard with, that had my credentials on. I left it in the room, but I wasn't, I didn't pay for the VIP ticket anyway. So, I wasn't supposed to get in, but I saw Terrence Williams at the door. Terrence clowned me so hard for not having my pass on, and which was funny. And then he called Lisa Torres Allen, who's another wonderful superstar. I know I'm dropping a lot of names. I'm just telling you how real this is, and how having that mindset will just get you into places. Like when you consider yourself a VIP, then you're gonna get VIP treatment regardless. And Lisa, he called Lisa over, and he and Lisa got me to the club. And when I got into the bar, it's actually a bar. When I got into the bar, things were wonderful. Let's see what's going on here. I think my camera has done something. So let's see what's going on with the camera. Not really sure what's going on with the camera. So let's see here. Let's see what's going on with the camera. Connection lost. Okay. Let's try it again one more time. All right. Well, these kind of things happen when you are doing your live webinars, but that's okay too. Maybe if I go in, close that, and you guys are going to see me on the screen for just a second there. Just froze up. That's okay. That's okay. Access is denied. Not really sure what happened, but I'm going to keep on going. I remember I was telling you guys about the VIP party, so I'm going to keep on going from there. And let's see if I can get this camera straightened out. And this is the first of many webinars, so you're going to have technical difficulties when you're doing webinars and presenting things, but sometimes you just got to keep on doing it and not really worry about what's going on around you. Okay, so let's see. My computer is wanting to do its own thing, and that's okay too. That's okay too. You're gonna have there we go. There we go, peoples. We got it back. We're doing it. Watch this. Watch what happens. Okay. All right. You have technical difficulties. Like I said, things happen when you're doing webinars. It's all good. It's all good, and it's about your mindset. I could have let this defeat me, and like, oh my God, why is this happening? I could have let that defeat me, but I'm not. All right, I'm not gonna let it defeat me. So I was telling you about the VIP party, right? So right back at you with the VIP party. So the VIP party was cool. Like I said, I stepped in. I was like, wow, I got blessed. So I got into the VIP party for free. Once again, I got into the VIP party for free. And it was all about that mindset, success by any means mindset. And I partied with Brian Finale. Now, remember the affirmation that I told you about at the very, very beginning. I told you that my affirmation was, I attend Live the Dream 6 as a VIP elite, party with Brian Finale, sit in the front row, and build with top earners. And I was doing that the whole weekend. Well, the party was basically the thing that sealed everything for me, because I didn't realize what had happened until later on. It's like, wait a minute, I just got through partying with Brian Finale, and I was able to talk to Brian and share my story with Brian, and that was cool. I was very happy about that, because Brian's an awesome dude, man. He's an awesome dude. And I met so many people in that place. It was crazy. I met Aaron Parker, and Aaron Parker had given me the idea, the Fire Your Boss in 90 Days campaign idea. He said he did that, and it took him a little bit more than 90 days. He said it might have took him like 100 days or whatever, but he did it. And Aaron Parker is a beast. So I was able to meet Aaron Parker. I was able to meet Patricia Sweeney, who was the person that said, you need to do webinars. You need to do webinars. You're at that point now. It's time for you to do webinars. So, when I came home, I immediately did 3 webinars, and now I'm starting them back up. So I really appreciated her so much. I was able to meet April Marie Tucker, who's the Instagram queen. I kicked it with Sean Johnson, who's another awesome leader, and I had seen Sean, just over and around the internet. So before I even came to My Elite System Pro, I knew about Sean Johnson, but he came back to My Elite System Pro, and man, he's been rocking it out. He just got promoted to L4. He just rank advanced to L4 leadership, which is cool. And so I just met so many people. I met Stephen Cribb. I met Stephen Cribb several times, and I would just, Stephen Cribb touched me. His heart touched me so much with his family. He said, and he was, the face he was making, the expression on his face when he talked to his family by cell phone. I just saw him. I just happened to glance out of my eye and just see him, and I could tell he was talking to his family because he was in like bliss mode. So so that was cool. I actually met Ray Higdon earlier that day, and just so many people, man. So many people. And Brian and Norbert. I met Todd Schlomer. So it was just crazy, man. Just meeting all these people that are just normally like on the screen, just like you're seeing me on the screen, but they're in real life, because I had that mindset, because I had the mindset that I was going to win. So the party, man, the party was cool. It was free for me, basically. Some other people paid to get in, but I got invited to it for free, which was lovely, man. So I thank Justin, I thank Terrence, and I thank you, Lisa, all 3 of you guys, for getting me in. So I really appreciate you, because that made that whole experience, the whole thing that I wrote down, even more important. And so the next day was Sunday. This was Saturday when the party happened, Saturday night. So I went home and kicked it, and I kicked it with Minnie Riley. Me and her stayed up like just talking all night, pretty much to like 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, man. It was crazy. And then we had to be up that next morning for the conference. And I didn't even get the chance to tell you guys that I did Tai Chi with Larry Hockman, which was crazy, man. That was a wonderful feeling. And that was Saturday morning. So after I hung out and did the icebreaker thing with a lot of my friends, from Friday night. I got up early that morning at 7 o'clock, and I went and did Tai Chi with Larry Hockman, and that was cool. And I figured, what better way to have the mindset and absorb everything than to do some exercises like that, some Tai Chi exercises, and to get your mind, body, and soul in alignment to be able to go absorb all this information. So did that Saturday morning with Larry Hockman. Sunday morning, I woke up after being out about 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, maybe 5. I don't even know. I was just so juiced up, and I went and did Tai Chi with Larry again, and just was full. I was still so full that all these wonderful things were happening to me, and Lisa Grossman opened up the second day, and she's a phenomenal. She's an industry legend, and she talked about 5 phrases that will change your life, and she was just so powerful, and it was just wonderful to just see her. Another person I had just seen on a webinar, and she was actually there, man, and it was just lovely. So then Diane Hockman spoke, and that was cool. Ray Higdon came after Diane. They gave away awards. Well, they actually gave away some awards the day before. They gave away some more awards. They gave away trophies. They gave away the Honey Badger trophy, which I'm going to have one of those. They gave away jerseys for the people that made it to the leadership rank of L5, and all of that was wonderful, and it was festive, and it was good to see. And the energy was just so high in there. And, I've been to several different conferences and seminars, but the energy there was just high. And I hope I'm transferring the energy to you as you see this, like how high this energy was. So Steve Jaffe closed it out, and he closed it out with webinar training just like this. He talked about how he generates all kind of massive income from webinars. So and like I said, I got a chance to do some interviews. I interviewed Diane Hockman, I interviewed Chris Garcia, interviewed Steve Jarman. I was interviewed by a couple of people. It was crazy. So all in all, throughout the whole trip, I made 22 videos, or I was involved, I would say that, with 22 videos, and about 16 of those, I made on my own with the trip, or there was some interview that I did. So it was crazy. So very fortunate for that. I like I said, I didn't really have to spend any money when I got there. I tipped the bartender when I got there for when I was at the VIP party, and that was cool because I had like 3 drinks. So every time I tipped the bartender, every single time, even though it was an open bar, you still want to tip your bartender. So that's a little sidebar nugget. If you got people delivering your pizza and making your drinks and bringing your food, like waiters and things like that, tip them. Okay. I've been in that industry before where I delivered pizza. Never been a bartender and never been a waiter, but I have delivered pizza. And tip your driver accordingly. So those 3 days to me were magical. And then I had to come back home, and I did the same thing that I did on the way there. I made videos the whole time. So every stop I made a video. But something else cool that happened too, right, was I have a cousin that lives in Texas. So one of our stops, the first stop for the day, was for Austin, Texas. And my cousin came and she treated me out to lunch, which was so cool. It was good to see my cousin. I hadn't seen her in maybe about 4 years or whatnot, and I had never been to Texas, and she'd been trying to get me out to Texas for, I don't know, for as long as I've been living, as long as we've both been living and been able to talk. So it was really cool to get out there and just kick it with my cousin. Erin is her name, and we just had a great time, just catching up, and and it was really cool. Once again, I still didn't wind up paying for anything because she bought me lunch. So, I did have to spend some money on the way home, food and things of that nature, once I actually got on the trip. And like I said, I made all kind of videos, and the thing is, the energy from that trip carried on into my business, what I do in day to day. And I was already marketing heavily in my business, but I came back with a whole different attitude. I came out with a whole different attitude, because I knew I had just got a blueprint, to build my business and to help other people build their businesses as well. I just got a blueprint from all of these rock stars that were there. And if you have the chance to get to a live event for your company, or whatever kind of training it is, I have been to live events before, some great live events with like Ron LeGrand. I've been to some real estate training events, just information marketing training events, internet marketing training events. But this Live the Dream 6 by far was the best of the best events I have been to ever in my life. Seriously. And and I don't say that lightly. I mean, I've been to all kind of conventions and seminars and things of that nature, because those make you better. So in addition to getting education, there are lifelong relationships that you can build from getting to these events. So if you have a chance to get to an event, do it. All right. We're going to be closing this thing out in about 15 minutes. So think about what I'm saying about the mindset. Today is Mindset Monday. All right. I don't have any guests on this webinar. My camera's acting up. It did whatever it was going to do, but I kept on going. And that's the main thing, is I kept on going. And that's a lesson for you. Keep on going no matter what kind of obstacle shows up. Just keep going. Keep going. Keep going. It may seem like it's not going to happen for you, just like this. I just gave you a whole story which started from December 2014, of me wanting to do something. And I laid it out and told you how I made it happen. I gave you all the steps of how I made it happen. First, it started with an affirmation. It started with an affirmation that increased my belief that I was going to go, and increased my belief that I was going to go. So whatever it is that you want to do in your business, get your mind right first. Get your mind right first, and then you'll be surprised, at what happens. I was able to meet my mentor there, which was cool. I was able to meet all these wonderful people there, classmates, new people that, and build some new business relationships and personal relationships as well. Just because I had the mindset that I wanted to accomplish something. Now, how can you apply that in your life? Like I said, affirmations work. They work for me. I believe in affirmation. I'll give you the affirmation again, one more time, so you can see what it is, and you can verify. If you need to go back and watch this video again, this webinar again, you can verify exactly what I'm saying. My affirmation was, I attend Live the Dream 6 as a VIP elite, party with Brian Finale and the other leaders, sit in the front row, and build with top earners. And the build means communicate. All right. For people that don't know that type of slang. And I did all of that. I didn't have a VIP elite ticket, but I felt like a VIP. And that's that was amazing to me, that all of that stuff happened. The universe, if you're pushing on the universe like that, and having that trust, having that type of faith that what you expect to happen will come to pass, then it'll not only come to pass, but sometimes you'll be in the flow and you'll wind up getting stuff for free. People come out of the woodwork to help you out. Situations are going to be in your favor, and things like that happen. They happen. Those things, people call those miracles. In the book called The Course in Miracles, it's called the perception correction. You're entitled to miracles just because of who you are. I'm going to say that again. You're entitled to miracles based just because of who you are. So take this as a lesson. This is Mindset Monday. This is something I've never done before. Get out of your comfort zone. I'm real big about stepping out of the comfort zone. Real big on that. let's see here. Okay, my computer was doing some background stuff, and I didn't want it to lose you guys. So step out of your comfort zone. Be that person that is an example of, you know, what can be done when you act on faith. You know, it took me, you know, I got out of my comfort zone. You know, it was very uncomfortable riding the bus. Don't get it twisted. I'm 6'4". I'm 6'4". So riding the bus wasn't, you know, it wasn't like I was able to just stretch out and just relax and do any of that. You know, I barely got any sleep, and it was a 24-hour ride. But my faith conquered all of that. My persistence conquered all of that. My perseverance conquered all of that. And that's where I come up with success by any means. I had come up with it before then, but the more and more I speak it and the more and more I live it, the more and more I become it. It's all about being, be, do, have. More and more I become it. So I'm thankful, very thankful that I experienced something like that. And that's not the first time in my life that things have manifested, you know, and orderly like that. But to the degree where everything rolled out like it did, it never happened like that before. So, and that's all about having that mindset, having the mindset. So this is, like I said, this is something new for me. Going for an hour, just talking for an hour. And if I'll have guests on eventually, but this is my first one. I did this webinar totally by myself for an hour without a slide, without an agenda. So it's something that I know I can do. I'm proving it to myself. So, and I want to deliver value to you. So maybe tomorrow I'll have some slides. Who knows? Maybe tomorrow I have a better camera. Who knows? But the main thing is that you got to get started. You got to get started. Stop waiting for a perfect time. There will not be a perfect time. The perfect time is now. And I talked about that this morning on my podcast, being in the present moment. Be in the present moment. Get it done now. Get it done now. There's an audience waiting for you, especially if you're a marketer. If you're an internet marketer, affiliate marketer, network marketer, whatever, there's an audience out there waiting on you. There's somebody waiting on you to deliver the message that only you can deliver in the way that you deliver it. Think about that. You know, that's powerful. There's a market of people out there waiting for you. There's an audience of people out there waiting for you. So, and if you give the people what they want, guess what? You'll get what you want. So find more people to give more to. Become more. Become more. That's one of the things I've learned from my mentors, to become more. You know, if you can't catch me on Instagram, you can catch me on Facebook. If you can't catch me on Facebook, you can catch me on the conference call. If you can't catch me on the conference call, you can catch me on the podcast. If you can't catch me on the podcast, you can catch me on the blog. If you can catch me on the blog, you can catch me on the webinar. It's that simple. And now we got, you know, platforms like Periscope, you know, Blab. You know, you got these different platforms that allow you to be more, share more, you know. So there should be no excuses from here on out. You know, it's get it done. Success by any means, get it done. So I'm going to go ahead and get to the point where I'm wrapping this out. Like I said, I wanted to keep it to an hour. I could talk to you for 7 more minutes. You know, that'll make it exactly an hour, but there's no need to. You've heard the story. You know what it is. You know what you have to do. All right. You hear this video. You know what you have to do. All right. So get to it. Don't delay on it. You know, I've been up since I think I went to bed at about 2 o'clock in the morning, maybe 3 o'clock in the morning. I got up at 5 o'clock. And I started working. You know, I got up and prayed, meditated, started working on the resume. I had a resume to do because I do some resume work as well for other people. You know, freelance commercial copywriting. I do those things too for people. You know, I'm giving. Of course, I get paid for that, but I'm giving as a service. It's needed. So I've been up. I did the resume, knocked it out. I did my wake up call this morning, Success by Any Means wake up call. I did that this morning, and now I'm doing this webinar to bring you value, and that's what it's about. Be that person that's delivering more value, to the marketplace. You want to get paid, figure out how to deliver value. Because nobody really cares about your products and services and things of that nature. People want to know what's up, and what's in it for them is what they really want to know. They want to know what's in it for them. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. I stalled out for another, looks like 3 or 4 minutes. Maybe I can stall out for another 5 minutes, but it's not necessary. You got the gist of, what you needed to get. If you have any questions, for comments, leave a comment. You can hit me at www.whoiscarlton.com. Make sure you subscribe to my newsletter. And if you subscribe to my newsletter, you'll get a free Facebook cheat sheet so you can learn how to build your business on Facebook, because most people, and I was one of them, most people build their businesses wrong on Facebook, really bad. And you want to make sure you keep yourself out of Facebook jail by doing the right things and building your Facebook presence the right way. And this cheat sheet will help you do it. All right. Once again, this is Carlton Lewis, aka Mellow Melanin, aka Mega Businessman, coming to you live and direct from Atlanta, Georgia. I'm still the Southeast Beast, the Conquering Chief, Your Highness, the finest, prosperity done, #1. And this Success by Any Means webinar for Monday is a wrap. Have a great day.